Unbelievable. Oh my goodness.
SHW, this is our wrestling.
This is insane. Are you kidding me right now? Hey, what is going on here? The action is fast and furious. You never know who's going to show up in SHW.
Brandon Benefield, Gerard Bonner, and Diana Michelle.
Business is about to pick up. This place just went ballistic. What is up, everybody? It's SHW. This is our wrestling, the official podcast of Southern Honor Wrestling. I'm B-Double, GB Gerard Bonner, the beautiful Diana Michelle, and, of course, our special guest here this week, the loudest mouth in the South, the Mack of all trades, AC Mack. How are you, buddy?
There it is. What's up, man? Tuesdays are normally boring for me, so I'm glad I get to do this.
Well, there you go. We're glad to have you. And so,
Definitely.
As everybody knows that's listening to us, we've got a huge show coming up next Friday, SHW29. It's here already. Like as soon as we started back up last August, and we were just talking about this off air, talking about the Rumble Jack being our first show back from the pandemic, and it's crazy that was almost a year ago now.
Yeah.
Right.
And once we got back to a regular basis, they just keep going. Like it's like, oh, it's time for another show. It's time for another show, because we went 6 months without, and it felt like it was forever.
It was forever. What are you talking about?
It was. And so now we got SHW29 right around the corner. It seems like we just had SHW28, and we just recapped it for you guys last week. So here we are. We're going to preview SHW29. We've got 8 big matches that have been announced, including a huge tag team match with our very special guest this week, and we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But before we get too far in the weeds here, let's just get to it. How are you, Mac? We haven't had a time to sit down and just say hello and chat in a little while.
I know, it's been a minute.
You?
It's been a minute. When I get to the show, it's always go. Let's do this. Let's get this ready. All right, let me get my gear on. All right, let me stretch. All right, here the match. The bell is ringing. Like, so it's just go. So I'm finally glad to be able to sit, chill, discuss a few things with y'all. So I'm excited, man. I feel good. I just left the gym. I worked full day of work today, so I'm just letting loose.
Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity to sit down with you like this, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you've got to say.
Yeah.
Mouth of the South.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it as clean as I can.
Just be you, man. Just be you.
For sure. So, all right, I'm going to start with the obvious here. I am rocking some brand new AC Mack gear.
Nice.
Absolutely. And there's a story behind this, Mac, because it's connected to something kind of cool. Tell people what this is connected to, man, and the whole story behind it.
So there's a guy on Twitter. His name is TV Christopher, and anybody can hit me up for his @ or his link or whatever the case may be. But he hit me up and he said, I'm doing this combination, this collaboration with these comic book characters, and I wanted to know if you'd be involved. At first, I was like, this sounds great, but it's whatever. I'm not good at merch, so sue me. And so he put me in contact with a few artists, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I like this one. He did some stuff for my gear. He did some stuff for my logo. So I said, all right, he'd be perfect. However, I don't really consider myself a superhero. Can I pick a villain? And he was like, that would be perfect. What villain would you pick? And I actually reached out to David, because David is, him and Ashton, like the comic book guys. And I was like, I want a super villain, but I don't want Killmonger from Black Panther, because I feel like that'd be too obvious. I feel like it's overdone.
Right.
And I think I was scrolling through Twitter one day, and I saw the trailer for the new Batman. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it shows the Riddler in like this really different psychopath kind of straitjacket kind of way. Very, very different. And I was like, I like that. And so we looked through like old issues of Batman comics, and we saw the Riddler. Oh, I wish I could pull up the picture. We saw the Riddler standing kind of like this, holding his cane, and it was just really cool. And I was like, all right, I want that.
Wow.
And the image came out way better than I was expected. So I was like, yes, let's put this on the market. Let's sell this. So it's a collaboration with them. They have the link, and I can share it. Hit me up, guys. You know my social media, AC Mack everywhere. We're still selling them. They're about $20, $25 a pop, depending on your size. And man, I'm excited for them.
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
a
see,
good
GB.
shirt. Yeah. Let's model the shirt here.
Look at you. Oh, he's got the shiny green tights.
Right, it's still got the
Sir.
green gear.
Yes, sir.
I like that.
They put a lot of attention to detail, so I was very, very impressed.
Yeah,
Very
it's good
nice.
stuff. It is really good stuff. I saw it on the socials as well, and that's where I was like, no, I got to get this like now.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely,
you.
absolutely, man. So it's kind of a, at times I can call SHW Bizarro World, because some days, particularly coming back from the pandemic, there were people who were once booed that suddenly were cheered, and vice versa. And coming back from the pandemic, after Rumble Jack, you were away for a while. You came back like February or so, and people just went crazy. And there has been this unique love affair now between the SHW faithful and AC Mack. What do you think happened there?
Absence makes the heart grow fonder, I guess.
Yeah.
I was expecting, a strong reaction just because I had been gone for so long.
Right.
But I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And I came back as a heel. I'm a bad guy and I'm trying to generate heat. But during the intro, it just was so overwhelming, thankfully, that I just had to take a pause. I wasn't expecting it. And it's just one of those moments to where, like, it's a reminder that the fans, are the most important aspect of this. Absolutely. So when they're speaking, sometimes you got to let them speak. You got to let them breathe, because it's about them in the end anyway. Never mind what I'm trying to do. Yeah. How they react is way more important. So it was just one of those genuine moments. And I'm going to remember that for a minute. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But there was one time where I was trying to do my job and you told me, stop trying. Well, I did. And I started learning. AC has his own air. He has his own energy that he brings. It doesn't matter if he's being a jerk or loved by the crowd. He has his own thing. And they're going to love you. They're going to love to hate you, and they're going to love you. And right now they're really loving you. Right. And I love them for it. Even if they're booing me, I love it. I love that. Of course. I love that, I'm defiant regardless of where I fall in line and who I'm wrestling, at the end of the day, I'm about me. So it works either way.
I just love it, man. I love it when you come out, you got the whole crowd kind of doing they know the whole intro that you do, and the whole crowd's doing it along with you.
I learned it fast.
It's like when The Rock used to come out and everybody knew the whole spiel, and I always say on commentary, you always hear me and GB, and I'm like, oh wait, it's my favorite part right here. Right. And they weighing in at a whopping, and we never know what it's going to be. It's always something a little different. I'm like,
it's always different.
Oh, okay, he beefed up a little bit this week. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he's trimmed up a little bit this week. What's good?
And a little fun fact, I actually don't know which weight I'm going to pick until I'm in the ring.
Look at your opponent and see kind of like,
okay. One time it was like a whopping 205, and then it was like 224. I was like, holy crap.
Right. I went up, I was actually in Ohio this past weekend, and I faced Shane Taylor from ROH. Big boy.
Wow, nice. Yeah, big boy.
I stood in front of that entire crowd and told them I was 230 with a straight face. Yes, I did.
You probably got away with it, though. That is so funny.
That's great.
There's no way you're 230. There's no way you're like 250.
He's a whopping 230.
He's a whopping 230. That's right. With whoppers in his back pocket, baby.
Right.
Listen, that's different than a regular 230. Be clear.
Like,
And
That's a
besides,
big
who's going to
king.
argue that point when there's Shane Taylor across the ring?
Right.
Because
I
he's
need it.
clearly more than that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Diana, you just made me think of like Britt Baker walking around with all those Big Macs. I could just picture Mac walking around with Big Macs stuffing in those pockets and stuff.
That's what he can have. AC Mack can have the Big Macs.
I'm gonna try to get that drawn up now. I think that'd be a dope little logo. Me with a microphone and a whopper just in my
Oh yeah. I'm whopping 230 pounds. Right.
That's
I'm
so
see if I can
good.
get that drawn.
Do it with a knee slap. I'd buy it.
Yes.
I'm telling you, man. You want
That's the next one.
this is your marketing we could be your marketing team right here coming up
Oh, I
with
have
Yeah.
ideas.
t-shirt
I
design.
need it. Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Holy cow.
Well, again, so follow AC Mack. It's AC_Mac on all social media, right? On Instagram, Twitter, and AC Mack on Facebook, right?
Right. AC Mac on Facebook, AC_Mac on Instagram and Twitter, AC-Mac on Snapchat. And I need to check my TikTok. I don't post on TikTok, but if I follow you, I'll send you a funny video, I promise. That's what I'm good for on TikTok.
Well, there
Oh,
you
I
go.
love it.
That's where you can follow Mac. Get you one of those shirts like GB has.
Yes.
I have one of the old school ones. I'm not wearing it right now. It's bad planning on my part, but I had the Caution Loudmouth shirt from a couple years ago.
One of the
One of my-
OGs.
Yeah, one of my
I'll
favorite ones.
definitely get one. I want one of those that GB has.
I used to get in trouble for wearing it to the shows because this is before GB joined me, before we would dress up in suits and ties and stuff. And I would just show up in a shirt and jeans, and I'd wear the AC Max shirt, and everybody would give me crap about it because, like, I'm supposed to be unbiased, but I'm
Okay,
in
we've
the booth.
stepped up our game since then.
Right. So now I have to, just play it down, straight
Toe
down
the
middle.
line.
Yeah. Depending on who's sitting near us, like when Ashton's nearby, I have to be nice, or when David's nearby, I have to be play nice, and of course when
No,
they're
you
not
just don't
there,
make eye contact.
Oh my
Right,
gosh,
yeah.
David.
Yeah, David.
God.
Well,
Swear
anyways,
to God, that tongue thing.
speaking
Ah.
of some of the other roster
Yeah.
members, let's get into this card for next week. It's SHW29 coming up July 2nd, and yes, we are going to be running on a holiday weekend. But you know what? The card is so stacked.
It's hot.
You don't want to miss this. You need to incorporate Friday night, July 2nd into your holiday plans and kick off the holiday weekend as only SHW can.
I don't know a better way to kick off a holiday weekend than a hot ass wrestling show.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I mean, like, this should sell itself. Like, y'all, have you seen the
Completely.
card? 3-day weekend. I know you're off Monday because July 4th is that Sunday. Like, let's be real. Let's be real.
You got an
Let's
extra
have
day.
some fun. Right.
Yeah.
You got an extra day. Bring everybody you know. Let's have some fun, y'all. It's
And we
it's a
always
holiday
have the
weekend.
fireworks at a show, man. It's always
That's
hot.
right.
And it's funny. I mean, wrestling during a holiday weekend is not foreign. Like way back in the day, they used to have, Starrcade used to be on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Survivor Series was on Thanksgiving. And
Yes.
then, folks used to do Christmas shows. Like, this isn't foreign, guys.
right.
Come on.
I'm
No,
excited.
I used to refuse to go to dinner on Thanksgiving because Starrcade. Hello.
Absolutely.
You got Great American
No.
Bash was always around 4th of July.
That's
Always.
right.
Right.
That's
Always.
Right.
So,
Wrestling is American. So let's do this, y'all.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I want at least 600 people. I'm saying that right now.
Dun, dun.
Boom.
I
To
like it.
everybody watching, I want at least 600 people at this holiday weekend Southern Honor show.
What Gary say? I want everybody to bring 3 people. It's like
Right.
going to
Right.
church. Let's do it.
I'm
absolutely.
sorry. You can go over the card. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
No.
hijack it.
No,
I want 600 people.
it's
Let's
good,
do
man.
it.
I
That's
love
what
it.
it's all about. We're hyping this thing up. We want as many people as
Yeah.
possible to show up.
Right.
And it's SHW29, July 2nd. That's next Friday, a week from today as this airs. And tickets are going to go on sale at the door starting at 5 p.m. Doors open at 7 p.m. And, of course, bell time is at 8 p.m. And, again, over the last couple of weeks, you've seen us roll out 8 great matches for this stacked card. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about this match coming off of last month's show. There was a tag team match between Honor Society and the All-Star Special with some crazy stipulations in place. All-Star Special came out on top. Now Logan Chase is their manager, but the 2 men that they faced was Jordan Kingsley, an honorary member, Stunt Marshall, making his SHW debut. And now these guys are going to face off in a singles match for the first time, because it looked like, oh, look at that. Look at
Stunt Marshall.
All
That's
right.
my boy.
So now it looked like Jordan Kingsley, has he officially parted ways with the Honor Society? We don't really know, but by this becoming a match, it almost seems like now Jordan Kingsley's on the outside looking in at the Honor Society. And is now Stunt Marshall,
is
Stunt Marshall now more than just an honorary member? Is he an official member now of the Honor Society? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Stunt's going to be his own little entity. He's the hate club. He's hate all day long.
Right.
And Jordan, I mean, he cold cocked Logan in the face with his foot.
Mm-hmm.
He's done. I think he's done. So let him be his own man. I think he'll be better off. He's flipping burgers and fries right now.
Whether he wants to or not.
Right.
I want to see video footage. Has anybody seen any footage yet of him?
No, but that promo was gold.
Yes, it was.
Because I just want to see him at Waffle House having to, like, they're force feeding him like hash browns.
I would drive 4 hours to see that.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Stunt Marshall, I know a little bit about him. I've been in the ring with him for a little bit. He's got a few surprises up his sleeve. So I'm really interested to see how the people react to him, what all he gives them, because he's got a lot of knowledge. And for those of you that don't know, little fun fact, Jordan Kingsley actually won the very first match that Southern Honor has ever had.
Wow.
Against me, unfortunately, but Jordan.
I was wondering if you were gonna get to that part and it actually fess up to that, because I remember it very clearly, and I was like, "Oh, where's he going with this?"
But I say that to say that Jordan probably has had the longest journey of us all, and I think it's interesting to see him kind of kick him away and stand on his own 2 feet. I feel like if there's anybody ready for a bigger spotlight and possibly a main event scene or work with that idea a little bit, it's Jordan. So
it's Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah. If he can avoid the whole no neck is safe. I'm telling you, if you guys don't know, I mean, Stunt likes to slap the back of the neck, and it's so loud.
Yes,
wow.
And it hurts.
And I was going to ask you if you've been a victim.
Yes. I don't know if there's any. There might be. We butted heads a few years ago.
Yeah.
And he's only gotten better since then. So he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm really excited to see how they take him.
Yeah. I think it's going to be, to your point, a great match. And again, we've seen Jordan Kingsley in tag team action so much that, to your point, people forget. He came in as a single star, and he did not have Logan Chase at his side. So it is possible for him to function without him. The question is, it's been so long, how will he do? So this ought to be very, very interesting. And again, to your point, Stunt Marshall is not necessarily an unknown factor to Jordan Kingsley. I mean, Jordan brought him in. So this ought to be really, really intriguing. I'd like to say it's a must win for either of them, because to your point, AC, for Jordan, who has had such a long journey in SHW, to really finally get around a title picture, he's going to need a win here to really establish or reestablish kind of a singles run in this scenario. So it's going to be a must win for him. And for Stunt, who really has nothing to lose, a win for him here establishes him amongst the SHW faithful.
Exactly.
So must win for both guys. Absolutely.
I think it's going to be very energetic. Very.
Yes.
I'm excited because, we talked about at the end of during the last match of that last show about how Jordan was used to teaming with Kevin Ryan, and they were both kind of known as kind of more of an aerial, some high flying stuff. And then when we saw that it was going to be Jordan teaming with Cyrus, we weren't sure how they were going to mesh together as a tag team. And then at the last second, it got switched out and it was Stunt Marshall. And I thought, okay, this is probably a little more what Jordan's used to as far as a tag team partner. So now I'm really excited to see both of those guys. They look about the same size, both kind of high flyers, and I'm excited to see them go toe to toe, and should be very interesting. And again, you talk about Stunt possibly being off on his own and maybe not having the backing of the Honor Society. Well, we know I don't think he'll have the backing of Logan Chase, because Logan Chase will have his hands full as the new manager for All-Star Special as of the last show. And that'll bring us into this next matchup here.
Bless his heart.
This next matchup we found out is going to be the All-Star Special taking on SHW newcomers, Southern Strong Style. However, they are not newcomers as it comes to Hold My Beer Hansen and Huckabee, because we've seen Southern Strong Style in Pro South and several other promotions.
AWN before they were even a tag team.
Yeah, so they're very familiar with Hansen and Huckabee, and I know these guys have faced off in other promotions. I'm excited to finally see them here in SHW. I myself have not seen a lot of Proc the Croc and J2 Strong, which are the guys that make up Southern Strong Style. So I'm very excited to see these guys in action. However, I do feel like All-Star Special has been on such a hot streak lately. I just don't see them losing this match.
No.
What do you guys think?
I agree. They definitely have the momentum. You know, the love from the crowd, the merchandise sales. You know, this is their home. The intro music, the theme of one of the flyers a few shows ago. That was so innovative and so different. And so memorable.
Right.
Yes. You have all the charisma in the world in this match alone. And with Southern Strong Style, I haven't seen much from them, I'll admit. But I will say those two names, you can't go anywhere in Georgia and not hear them. You cannot hear about them. So this will be interesting. It'll be different. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm the most excited about. Yeah.
I've got to do a few shows with them with AWN back in my earlier time. I hadn't been in here long, but you know, I still have an earlier time, right? So Proc the Croc, you know, he was one of the first guys I've seen when I was just, you know, before I got in. And J2 Strong, he is quite the character, but them together, I mean, they're meshed so well. It's going to be good. It's going to be, you know, definitely a tag team against a tag team. It's not going to be a one-sided thing. They're going to have some stuff up their sleeves, so it's going to be good.
I have a question. Does anybody know how long the term is for Logan Chase to be the manager of All-Star
Not
Special?
long enough.
You know,
whatever it is, it's not long enough.
I never saw the actual paperwork for the contract for the last match, so I don't know for sure. I don't know if it was just this 1 month, or I like Diana. I hope it's an extended period.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Him get a raise in his pay at the Waffle House before they let him go.
Good luck.
So part of the reason that I asked that question is Logan Chase, as crazy as he may be, is always a thinker, and part of me wonders, would he potentially sabotage this tag team?
You know,
would he particularly try to get All-Star Special to lose the match so that they can feel like we are less successful with you as our manager, get out of our face? So
I think they would whoop his behind first.
Now, you know, stranger things have happened, you know, but I don't know. Like, certainly it's going to be comical. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm sure Logan will not have his fancy shoes on. No. He will not have his, you know, Tarjay special blazer on.
I expect an apron.
You know, yeah, like, he's going to probably kill me for that. So, I'll just say, I'm sure
so bad for him.
I'm sure they picked out gear for him. I think there's probably footage that they've already recorded.
Oh, I know they have.
They're going to show us on the night of the show.
Definitely.
That's just
I'm so excited now.
Incredible. And, you know, on one hand, he might sabotage, but here's the other piece. Like, do you want to answer to Hansen or Huckabee if you sabotage their match?
No, man.
That's what I
don't.
No,
you know what I mean? So, with that said, I hope he's on his best behavior. If not, I'm sure there's some Jack Daniels Raw waiting for him.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
I still
still a Natty Light and some burgers and fries.
This Natty Light thing, I'm learning this from you. I'm like, huh?
Natural light beer. It's
That's what I'm trying to remember.
Nastiest, watered down. But
there's a whole group of people that I'm sure I just lost by not knowing Natty Light. So I'm sorry.
Necks. That's all. That's all you need to know.
Got you. Okay.
Remember, I'm from the country.
Gotcha.
Dirt roads and Natty Light. Come on.
That's hilarious.
I'm
I
still
love
laughing.
that. That's a great tagline, actually.
It is. It really
Dirt
is.
roads and natty light.
It's true, baby. They
If
wrote a song about it.
Hanson's listening, there's a T-shirt for him.
Yeah, oh.
But they're the merch mercenaries right there. They know all about the merch.
Yes.
And who saw that
Yes.
coming in 2021, right?
Right.
God.
Oh, that's, yeah. When
Well,
we
we
wrap
don't
up
know.
2021, that'll be the story.
We've talked
Hanson's
about
always
it
been
before.
big with his merch though. I mean, the first day I ever saw him, he gave me a Hanson button. And I was like,
Wow.
who are you?
Mhm.
What is
Smart.
this?
Yeah.
I still have it.
But
Yeah.
Mac, we've talked about this for a while now, about just looking at William Huckabee from a
Yeah.
year ago. Well, now it'd be a year and a half ago at this point.
Mhm.
So where, he had that dog collar match with Joe Black where he got put through the windshield of a car. So he went
Yeah.
from there. And then fast forward a year later, he's part
Yeah.
of one of the hottest tag teams, the most
Proud favorite.
over with the fans. They've got all this
Yeah.
merchandise. It's like, what a 180 that was for
Mhm.
Huckabee.
Not only what a 180, but the fact that he's able to do both
Yes.
so
and do it
incredibly well.
Yes.
That's almost scary, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's a
So-
talker.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, he can sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. That fool
Oh
can
my
go.
gosh.
Wow.
And his promos, even I'm like, come on, man, I gotta go next. Can we?
Right.
Applebee's closes at 1 a.m. Come on.
Call in your order. You just have to go pick it up, man.
But seriously, I don't think he
man.
gets enough credit, and not just
Right.
on the mic and the way he's able to flip back and forth, but from a character perspective, but even physically in the ring, a guy his size laying out drop kicks, hitting
Yes.
moonsaults off the
So, yeah.
second rope. It's like
Yes.
it's crazy.
First time I
Yes.
saw that moonsault, I about flat out fell on the floor.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. He's probably one of the most underrated wrestlers in the
Yes.
business, period.
Yeah.
And for what he can do, I mean, he's really, the all around, you could argue the total package in terms of he's obviously able to sell merch. He's
Yes.
an amazing talker. He's an
Mhm.
amazing worker. He can work both sides of the aisle, which very few people can do effectively. And you would never think that he would go from being a top, I mean, just absolute hated
Hated.
guy to
Yeah.
being the top merch seller. Like you don't see that in other companies,
No.
national or international companies, let alone what he's doing. And he's not just doing it here, he's doing it all throughout
Yeah.
the South.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to be said for what he has done and what he's done for Hanson's career as well. So shout out to Huckabee, which at one time felt like saying Beetlejuice. But
So
Right,
for the
but-
longest time, for the earlier part of the year and last year, we wouldn't want to have anything to do with Huckabee because he was such a
Mhm.
jerk, right? And so we made this joke that it was like the movie Beetlejuice. If you say his name 3 times, he's going to show up.
you'll-
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
would be like, oh, we better not say his name more than twice because we don't want him to show up and start yelling at us. And now here we are putting him over the moon. And by the way, Huckabee, hopefully our check's in the mail because
He'll still
No,
yell at
no,
Right.
you.
seriously, he's one of my best friends in the business right now because we connected, but we connected in a way. I have video footage of some almost breakout fights between me and him doing promos because
wow.
they say you were mean to me, but Huck was over the top mean to me, and I probably caused it, but I didn't mean to. But yeah, we have.
I gotta see
we
this
have
footage.
history.
Right.
me too.
Oh gosh, I wanted to slap him so many times. It's
Oh,
not
wow.
even crazy. But now he's my buddy, so
There
we
you go.
danced. We danced at the last show.
Sure did. That's right. Holy
So
cow.
Fun.
YMCA was at the last show, was the
Yes.
walkout music with the jukebox. I'm curious
Mhm.
to see what it's going to be this time because
I love it.
it's become a tradition. It's like we call it the Canton Youth Choir shows up and it's a sing along time. They all sing along to whatever
Yes.
the
I love
jukebox is
it.
playing. And
Drop
it's
a quarter, baby,
the-
or a
the-
dollar. Is it a
absolutely.
dollar now?
Right.
Something else that works, and I spoke earlier about just the fans are the most important part. Anything where it's interactive and
Yes.
you get them
Mhm.
involved and they're guessing about what's next and
Yeah.
they just want to do something along with you.
Yeah.
You've
Yes.
won.
Yes.
You've won, and they
Yes.
figured it out, and
Mhm.
I'm happy for them. I'm jealous of it. that they're able to switch their
Yeah.
songs so much.
Look,
and
he
it
buys
still works.
streamers before every show just so he can
Mhm.
sell them.
Yeah,
'Cause he knows.
that's
Wow.
insane.
That's brilliant.
I mean,
Well,
every show. Yeah, he's smart.
Yeah, and it's funny because usually you try to associate a particular theme song with a wrestler and their entrance,
Yes.
and they have managed to pull out different ones every time, and nobody scoffs at it.
No.
It's incredible. It's
Because it keeps them on
defies
the
a lot
edge of
the
their
odds.
seats. They're waiting to see what's next because they know it's going to be hype. They know they're all going to be singing along, dancing around, acting a fool. I mean, that's one of my favorite parts of the show now. I want to see what's next. I want to see what next.
So I'm going to take a wild guess. Whatever it is, it's going to be probably American themed. So at first I thought maybe James Brown Living in America, but I actually think it's going to be Born in the USA.
Born in the USA.
That's my guess.
I don't know, but I like Living in America. That could be one.
I like that too.
What about Real American?
Oh God, really?
You want to
do
that?
You want to do that? Okay. That almost triggered me.
I know. My bad.
That almost triggered me.
That almost triggered me. I like literally snapped. Like, wait,
I know.
I wasn't
back
gonna
at the
say
SHW
anything.
podcast.
It's a joke. It was a joke.
Bring it back.
I'm voting Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA.
Oh.
I say we're gonna go contemporary with it. That's my vote, and I swear to you, if that's the song, I'm coming out there in commentary with y'all.
Yes.
And I listen. I love that song. Okay.
We will recall this
so
moment.
good.
Absolutely.
I
Oh my
have to be
God.
out there, like in the vicinity.
Yeah,
if
it will
that's
come
the
out.
case. Yes.
I'll be in the ring dancing, so you can just come join me. I mean, I don't even announce them. I just wait for the music and dance along, and then I get out.
Man.
The fans would be so confused if Matt came out and just got in the ring and started dancing. And it's not your match or anything, but it's just because of the song. He's like,
Just
what?
hi, man. Just come do it.
They're gonna be like, AC Mack really loves Miley Cyrus for some reason.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
So
She's
I'll
bad,
say
man.
for everybody listening to us in the comments, we've guessed like 3 different songs. What song do you think All-Star Special is going to come out to next Friday? Drop it in the comments for 4th of July weekend. And drop it in the comments now.
Well, it's going to be a great match. I don't really envy Southern Strong Style because, everybody's going to be pulling for All-Star Special. And to be making their SHW debut, I think that's kind of...
That's a win either way.
It's going to be good to see them, but I feel like for instance, if they were to go over All-Star Special, the crowd would be livid. You know what I mean?
Oh,
yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I don't see it happen.
I just thought back to GB calling Logan Chase that he had a Tarjay special with this.
He's gonna kill me. I
know because he would always make fun of me for shopping at Goodwill because he'd come out in like this designer blazer and he'd see what I was wearing. He'd be like, "Oh, what'd you get that at Goodwill?"
He does the same to me, but then backstage, he asked me where I get it from.
So, See. So now I'm excited to see him out there wearing a big All-Star Special jersey.
I just want to see an apron. I don't even care if he wears his bling bling jacket. I want a greasy apron over the top. That's all.
I'm so excited. Yes.
And one of those paper hats.
Yes.
I would love that. The big WH on it. God.
Yes.
Hanson,
awesome.
Huckabee, are you guys listening? These are great ideas.
Yeah.
I'm sure they've got it under control.
Oh my God.
He's gonna be MVP of the night. This is great.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh gosh, is that just the second match?
I feel like we could talk about this one match the entire show, but we got to move on. We got to move on here. So let's talk about coming off the last show. Something. All right, we've been talking about some fun, loving, crazy stuff. This was a little bit despicable and kind of put a sour taste in everybody's mouth. Where Ben Buchanan, after his tag team match, him and his father lost in a tag title match to Technical Excellence, and then after the match, Bull already had injured his knee in the match, right? And then Ben, they hug. You think everything's good because there'd been a little bit of animosity over the last couple months, and we weren't so sure, right?
Yeah.
Bull turns his back. Ben goes after the knee, attacks his father. Nobody comes out to help, and he goes to town beating up Bull, and it was disgusting to see.
First of all, why didn't anybody come out to help? That's Bull Buchanan.
That's a good question. Where were you, Mack?
Where were you, Mack?
Oh, wow. Listen, I had a
2
match.
2 seconds from a chair.
The show prior with Ben Buchanan, okay?
I know.
And
I know.
Sure did.
He hits. All right. I want no part of that again. I've got my W. I'm out. Y'all got that.
Totally.
I get it. But it was like it was one of these crazy things, right? And so we see these videos that were there was a backstage interview after the show, and then there was another video back in the locker room. He's got this. If you notice, the music playing in the background is Free Bird, so it's like I guess him signifying that
flying,
he's
right?
going off on his own now. He doesn't need his father. He wants to be his own man. He's going to fly like a free bird. He's got the Leonard Skinner type hat that he's wearing, I guess, and
It's
just
a little
this
small,
whole new.
I have to say.
It does, right? I wasn't going to say anything,
It's a
but
little
yeah,
small.
it's a little.
He needs a bigger hat, big head.
But it's just this new persona that we're not used to seeing.
No, I don't like it.
And he's talking all this trash outside the locker room, and he says something along the lines of, you know what, I'm going to give some lucky guy in the locker room a chance to face me in the ring. I'll tell you what, the next guy that walks through this door will
He
get
was
to go
not ready.
Would get to go one-on-one with me at SHW29. And who walks
He was
through the
not
door
ready.
but from Lethal Poison?
Freaking Michael Judas. He is not ready for that.
And the look on Ben Buchanan's face was like, uh-oh, I should have thought this through.
What did he murmur at the end of that? Because I couldn't understand it.
That's
It
what
was
he
like
said.
he was totally regretting it.
He's like, oh, I should have thought about this before I said that. Yeah. And,
smart man.
Exactly.
But hey, also think about this. This is going to be a rematch from Still Here 2 at our second anniversary show. They faced each other, and Ben did not come away with the win then, but he got very, very close.
Yes, it was a fight.
And so now, how far has he come since then? That was what, last October?
Yes.
So he's got a lot more matches under his belt, a lot more experience under his belt.
He's a little more arrogant.
He's a lot more arrogant, but he's still on a bit of a losing streak. So
yes,
we'll see what happens.
I don't see Judas losing. I just don't.
This will be huge. You talk about must-win situations, GB. I think for Ben Buchanan, this is definitely a must-win situation because if he's got this new persona and he wants people to take him seriously, I mean, what bigger, badder dude to take out than Michael Judas?
Yeah, but Judas is also pretty mad right now too. I mean, Judas is never happy, right? So there's no point where he's skipping through the tulips here. That's not Michael Judas, But off the heels of the whole Gunnar Miller, Joe Black stuff from last month, and then them losing the tag titles, he definitely has a chip on his shoulder. And while I do agree it's a must-win for Ben Buchanan, he's calling himself now the Alabama Stud. Wow.
Bam, bam.
He's got all these catchphrases, and I just say this. The Alabama Stud probably should have picked someone else. He should have done that challenge outside of a different locker room.
He should have requested a certain person rather than just leave it open.
That might have been better. But this is I don't see the losing streak coming to an end. I don't see him beating Michael Judas. I don't know what it would take for him to do that.
First of all, Judas is also a father, and I don't think he would stand too well if his son acted the way he was acting towards him, like he was with Bull. 2, he is always looking to step up to somebody and prove himself. Not that he has to. He's Michael Judas. 3, he has an upside down cross on his leg. That's another that freaks me out every time. Sorry. But his
name is Judas.
Judas, exactly.
I think we're going to see an upset here. I got to go with Ben. I'm going with Ben because, and listen, Judas is nothing to play with, obviously. But like I mentioned earlier, I was just in the ring recently with Ben, and he ain't nothing to play with either.
He hit you hard, huh?
And the fact that he has kicked his dad out of the way, he's not in his shadow anymore. He gets to shine now. He's his own man. He has a lot to prove too. He's got a chip on his shoulder. I think there's a slight desperation there to make it and to show people that I'm top dog here. And what better way to do that than to take out the top dog?
You have to do it.
Yeah. I think in this situation, Ben is going to be very, very dangerous. And a big, dangerous Ben is not something I would like to wrestle. So we'll see.
Do you think he's a little more devious than Judas could be? I mean, Judas he's Judas, but do you think Ben has just got that mindset where he would do anything to win, or does it matter?
I think he's getting there. I think I think he has more to prove than Judas. I think I don't want to say he's hungrier, but I feel like he's approaching it from a more desperate mentality.
Yeah.
And he's desperate, and he's got time to think about it. It's not like Judas is coming out there right now and crushing him. No, he has a whole month to kind of let it simmer. Yeah. He's a beast in the ring and in training, and I think the young lion is going to become top dog.
Yeah, well, I did say last week he's like a loose cannon. Like he was like bound up and he's about to explode. So I mean, you could be right, AC. You could be right.
That's my pick.
I'm not going that route, but you could be right.
I mean, don't tell Judas I'm voting against
No. I'll call him right now and say, "Hey, AC's betting against you."
But you do raise a very interesting point. Very interesting point.
Very
sure.
And you talk about would he be capable of stooping to a certain level? I mean, we saw what he did to Bull. I mean, that right there tells me he'll do whatever it takes. Like at this point,
and that's his dad. Like
exactly.
If he'll do that to his family, what will he do to somebody he's not related to?
That made my stomach hurt. I just couldn't watch it. I mean, seriously, it pissed me off so bad.
Yeah. I mean, so I think to Mack's point here, like I'm leaning towards Ben here. And this wasn't necessarily supposed to be a pick'em show, but if we're gonna pick, I am kind of leaning a little towards Ben here, just because
you have to watch him.
He'll do whatever it takes, seemingly, to win a match. He's on this losing streak. He did what he did to his father, which was like
we don't know this Ben.
Yeah,
I think that's what
we don't.
That's dangerous. Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, you touched on it earlier, GB, the tag match from last month. Of course, last month it was Gunner with Joe Black versus Lethal Poison. Well, we're finally going to get a singles match between Corey Hollis of Lethal Poison taking on Gunnar Miller in a match that's been building for months and months. It went from Lethal Poison seemingly trying to recruit Gunnar Miller to, did they recruit him? Is he part of Lethal Poison? Then to all of a sudden, wait a second, Corey and Judas are talking in the backstage area and Gunnar overhears them. So now there's animosity again. And it was just like this ongoing drama that's like, what's happening here? And now, it finally got to the point where Gunnar just wants a piece of Corey Hollis, and he wants to finally take out all this frustration on him. And of course, these guys, we've talked about it before, they go way, way back, way before SHW ever even started back in 2018. They were part of a faction together. They were buddies together, riding the roads together. And there's a lot of history here and a lot of pent up aggression and anger towards each other. And I'm excited to finally see these guys butt heads and go one-on-one.
Do you think, I don't know, to me, Gunnar has like a calm rage. Like he has like he's mad, but he's so calm with it until he gets in the ring and he's just like, spearing and jackknife and whatever. And it's like, he does it out, but I need to see some aggression out of him. I'm a Gunnar fan, but I need to see some aggression. I need to see some emotion.
I think Corey Hollis is the guy that's going to bring it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to see that.
Corey is going to have to go in the lab and cook up something special.
He's got to wait.
Gunnar Miller is not human.
Mm-hmm.
It is insane the amount of pain and torture that man can take and still keep moving and still kick out and still hit you like nothing is wrong with him. You're not going to hear a lot of people say this, but I feel bad for Corey Hollis. I don't know how he's going to come out of this alive. I don't know how he's going to last longer than 5 minutes. I don't know. I don't know.
It's interesting. One of the things about Corey Hollis is he's so cerebral, and he finds a way to weave his way in and out of these scenarios. This is the same guy who beat Logan Creed for the SHW championship.
Yeah.
Right. So, he's not going to win, by power or by might, but he's certainly going to win with his brain. Yeah. And so I don't know. It actually scares me to think what he would come into a match against Gunnar having in mind, because he knows he's not going to be able to match him hold for hold, move for move, and in the power department. He's going to have to cook up something. My question is, you know, will Michael Judas be anywhere around? Will Corey be able to enlist some help? I mean, I don't see him winning this on his own. If he's to win it, he would have to get some help. I don't know.
From a chair or a chain,
right.
you know.
But to Mack's point, you know, I don't know that Corey Hollis lasts a very long time with this. This is what's dangerous to me about Gunnar Miller is remember that time where he was just literally doing like these 2-minute challenges,
right?
And he was just rolling through everybody.
Right.
Well, this year he's proven, he can last 10 minutes. He can last 15 minutes. He can last 20 minutes. That's bad for Corey Hollis. That's very, very bad for Corey Hollis. So I don't know what Corey might have up his sleeve, but he's going to need a whole lot up his sleeve to get through Gunnar Miller.
And you just reminded me when you talked about those, 1-minute challenge, 2-minute challenges. One of those was Sunny Days, of all people.
Correct.
So the fact that he can take out Sunny Days in that little amount of time, I mean, that's scary in and of itself. And so Corey, it, like Max said, man, not a whole lot of people say it. I even feel a little bad for him too, because
I can see why you feel bad, but I mean,
What'd you say?
he
He
did take a chair to Joe Black on his farewell speech. You know, I mean, come on. He's ruthless. He's devious. He's like the dirtiest player in SHW right now. And I mean, to me, he's gonna get what's coming.
I don't. You're right, but dirtiest. I don't know. Him and Ali might be neck and neck for that title.
Ali's pretty dang dirty, but he's just developed to be that as whatever's taken over his brain. I don't know what's wrong with him. Some kind of demon tongue thing. I don't know. But
well, we'll get to Ali in a minute. We'll get to, because that's the big championship match with Joe Black. We'll talk about that here in a second. But moving down the card here, let's talk about this tag team championship match. We've got a new tag team, or new to SHW at least. They've been around a while, called the Renegades of Flight, and they're coming in and getting a huge opportunity in their SHW debuts as they get a tag title shot against Technical Excellence, Chip Day and Kyle Matthews. Has anybody seen, because personally, I'll admit it, I have not seen Renegades of Flight in action.
I don't know anything about them at all.
I know they've been around for a while and kind of made a name for themselves, got quite a following on the indie scene. But I'm excited, because the thing is, you can put anybody in the ring with Technical Excellence, and you know it's going to be a pretty good match.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this one, and I don't really I'm going for technical. I don't want to say I'm going for it, because
I'm going for Technical Excellence. That is my team. That is who I have to pick for win. I don't know these other guys. Fly Like a Seagull. I don't know. What did you say? What they call Renegades of what?
Did you say Fly Like a Seagull?
I did.
All them the flight people.
She's cutting promos on them.
I don't know. I don't know who they are. I feel bad because I have to announce it, but I don't know anything about them. Technical Excellence. TE. That's me.
Renegades of Flight is the name.
Let me write it down.
So, do we know their names individually?
Jason Kincaid is one, and
Facade.
Yes, is the other one.
What's his real name?
So I know Jason Kincaid. Jason Kincaid, he's been around for a minute, done a lot of big things, and he is probably the most creative wrestler I have ever seen. Okay. So yeah, they might be aerialists, but Kincaid has done things in a ring that I didn't even think was possible. So to be able to put him in the ring with somebody like Chip Day or Kyle Matthews, actually, guys, I think this might steal the show.
Really?
If Kincaid brings it, like I know he can, and he's in there with these legends, I think this one I think it's gonna steal the show. I think a lot of people are gonna be surprised. We need, if they're given the correct amount of time and they're allowed to showcase what they can do, I think we're in for a really nice treat. I didn't know the tag team name, but I know them individually. I'm sorry.
Tell me again. Wow. Flight of what?
Renegades of Flight.
Renegades of Flight.
The flight of the
I feel
seagull.
So terrible because I've seen the flyer over and over, but I just can't. It doesn't.
I didn't know the tag team name. Yeah.
Renegades
so I'm excited now to hear that perspective from Mack, that this could be the dark horse match of the night, perhaps.
Do you think they're going to win though? Are you calling new champs?
Me? No. I am not betting against.
Just that it's going to be one of those matches.
Yeah. I'm not betting against Chip Day.
Yeah.
No,
That's
I've
what I'm
been in the
talking
ring
about.
with both of them, all three of them actually, but not them together. Absolutely not.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, they're an amazing team, that being our tag team champions. But I will say this, for everything that everybody says about Gary Lamb promised us at the end of December that he was bringing in more tag teams to compete for the tag team championships. Now, at that time, he promised that to the former tag team champions, who are now the former tag champs. But the fact that he's held true to this, we have seen some amazing teams come through SHW in 2021. The Washington Bullets come to mind, and several others. And so to see this team, and I'll say this, I was very vocal last month about my concerns with Ben and Bull Buchanan having never wrestled a match, now getting their second tag title match in SHW, with no real proven track record outside of what Bull has done outside of SHW. Exactly. In this scenario, I am for Gary Lamb living up to his word, bringing in the best teams from all over the place to challenge the tag team champions. And so I'm excited to lay eyes on Kincaid and Facade. Certainly they look lethal. Yeah. And I'm impressed, Mack giving them the sign of approval. I'm telling you. I believe you.
I trust you, Mack.
So this is going to be something. So to me, I'm like this. If you're trying to, not that you really need another reason to show up next Friday, but you want to see something you've never seen before, show up next Friday. That's going to happen to tag team.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. It's going to be, as Booker T would say, it's going to be good.
Yes. I love Booker T.
Yes. Good.
Oh, I can't wait. And another match that I'm super excited for, and it's been building for a few months now, and I didn't know exactly when we were going to get it. And when I found out that it was happening at SHW29, I'm so excited I can't even speak right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the women's division, you got Danny Jordan, who's going to defend her crown as the self-proclaimed queen of SHW. Well, she's not even self-proclaimed, because I think we've all proclaimed her as the queen of SHW. She's going to defend that crown against newcomer Rekka Tahaka, who showed up a couple months ago and attacked Danny after her match and she attacked Catalina Perez after that match. And then last month, after Danny defeated Harlow O'Hara, we saw this video package of Rekka Tahaka basically calling out Danny and saying she was coming to take her down as the face of the women's division and take her spot. And so Danny walked right up to Gerard, grabbed his headset, and talked directly to the camera, directly to Rekka Tahaka, telling her to bring the best she's got, and even a little bit of a hint of Goldberg in there. She listed off the people
who's next,
defeated, and she said, "Who's next?"
Yeah.
And that got me all fired up. So I was very excited to see this match. It's finally going to happen next Friday. Gerard, you and I, we're familiar with Rekka Tahaka from some other spots around Atlanta and around Georgia. And of course, we've seen her on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation, along with Danny Jordan, who's been part of AEW for a couple years now in various capacities. So very excited about this match. I'm leaning towards my hometown, the hometown girl, Danny J. She's been there since day one.
Yeah.
How can you root against her? She's kind of one of those, by the way, that's we talked about Mack a little bit earlier, where the fans had been booing her for so long, and then all of a sudden they hadn't seen her in a while, and the fans went crazy when she returned.
Right.
So now, even though she's still the real mean girl, technically, she's been kind of nice to us. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't say that.
I just jinx it? I think I just jinxed it. I think I'm not gonna lie though. I still think we're in the burn book, but
you definitely are.
I've seen it. You're
knock on wood. I haven't made it to the burn book yet, and I pray to God I don't, because I really don't want to be there. But be careful what you say. But I'm a Danny girl. I love Danny Jordan. I'm for her. I'm not really familiar with Rekka Tahaka, but she I mean, she was a force. She had a presence about her, and it was like, who is this? Yeah. So I did some research once I saw her, and I was like, okay, she's something. She's something special. She's gonna be, yeah. That's I'm still with Danny.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm worried about Danny.
Yeah.
I think she's the mean girl, and I think she's gonna have to be the meanest that she's ever been.
Yeah.
Going against Rekka. Rekka trains at Nightmare. I've
Mhm.
seen her there. I've trained with her. I've lifted with her. Won't do that again. I've been in the,
Wow.
I've been in the ring with her. I've had a match with her. She is something serious. She intimidates guys. She walks down the hallway and guys turn the other way. She hits hard. She hits with a purpose. And she's a part of that Samoan heritage, and they're just built
Yeah.
for this business for some reason. They are all built for this business.
Warriors.
And she is right. She's the perfect embodiment of it. I'm scared for Danny. I know what Danny can do. If she's at 100%, if she puts her mind to it, she can definitely get it done. But I've seen Rekka at 50%, and even that's scary. So I'm worried for Danny, y'all.
Coming from somebody who's seen her in action, that's enlightening.
Yeah, I've had a chance to see her in action. Of course, we've seen the Real Mean Girl, and the Real Mean Girl, many may call her the uncrowned SHW Women's Champion. Like, she is that girl. She has done it all in SHW, and it's for that reason that I say Rekka Tahaka has got something for Danny Jordan. I too share your sentiment, Mac. I'm concerned for Danny because, now granted, Danny and Harlow was a crazy match.
Yeah.
And Harlow O'Hara is something like
no other.
Wow.
She's terrorizing the North.
Like,
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't have words for her.
Hey, if you don't believe GB, look at WrestleBotch's post from earlier this week.
Yes.
Showed
Fearless. And
have you seen that, Mac? That clip that's been making the rounds of her getting.
I don't think so.
Was it power bomb or what was it, off the ring through the?
Yeah, it was a power bomb
through 2x4s or 4x, whatever they were.
It was a Mick Foley bump, and I was like, wow.
Oh, I think I have seen it. I just don't think I realized it was her. I'll have to go back and
yellow hair. Yeah, that's Harlow.
Yeah.
Anyways, she's a real deal. Yeah,
Harlow is tough, but there's something about Rekka. Rekka has been in varying promotions, and I'll go so far as to say this. I think there are a lot of people see SHW obviously as the place to be, and it is.
Right.
But a lot of people from the outside will come in the attempts to do a one-off. I'm going to come in, get this win, put it on my resume, and bounce. It's a different thing when you want to take over the division.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where Rekka is. And that's a different place than any other woman that's come in here to battle Danny. So this is why Danny has to be very, very concerned. And for the fans who haven't figured it out yet, go watch some videos on Rekka Tahaka. She is no joke. And so Danny was severely challenged, I think, with Harlow. Harlow took her to the limit. But Harlow didn't get in her head like Rekka has gotten in her head these last few months.
It's almost a feeling like Danny's comfortable at home. She's home. She's in her safe place. But then you got some crazy sound knocking at the window. But this one's not just a knock. She's breaking the door down, and you don't know what to do. So she's gotta pack some punch. And I don't even have the words for this. I feel what you're saying, AC. She's got to be ready, but do you know what you're getting ready
Danny
for?
Short.
No, not at all.
She can definitely do it. We just need all of her. She's going to need all of her for it.
I need her focus on this whole match to bring it. To bring it home.
Yeah, she wants competition. She wants a large division there.
She's got it.
And this could be the start of it. So, I mean, hey.
She's got it. Last month was great. This one, it was building. So
I have a very strange comparison, but you guys will get it. I'm feeling like we're about to walk into WrestleMania 30. I feel like You know, when you
Oh.
go to SHW these days, there's a couple of things you know are going to happen. You know, Gary's going to cut a mean promo.
Right.
You know, Mack is going to come do his thing.
Right.
And you know that Danny Jordan is going to beat up on some woman and walk away with the win. These are the things we know.
Yeah.
But the whole apple cart got upset at WrestleMania 30. Yeah, it was Brock Lesnar. Okay, no. Nobody expected Brock to really win because it's The Undertaker. That's just what happens. WrestleMania is home for The Undertaker.
Right.
SHW is home for Danny Jordan. I'm here to tell you guys, the streak could be broken next Friday.
And it doesn't feel wrong to think that. It makes me feel
That's
sad.
The scary part.
Right.
That's the scary part.
You don't want to feel this way, but you kind of, but you can't help but feel that way. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of giving me a feeling like, let's see what's going to happen after the streak is broken, because is she going to be fired up to come back and take over again, or is she going to be like, lick her wounds and kind of walk to the side and say, okay? I don't see that either.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I think Dana's a fighter. Good God, she's a fighter. But I see what you're saying. I mean, I can't disagree.
I mean, one thing we know for sure, we talked about earlier, we've seen, most of us seen Rekka in action. If you haven't seen her in person, you've probably seen her on AEW. And of course, we've seen Danny plenty of times. We know that these two are going to put on one heck of a match, and I'm super excited for it. Rekka, GB, you might remember this. I feel a little bad, like I may have already rubbed her a little the wrong way, ruffled some feathers when we were cutting. We were recording some VOs for a project we were working on, and I had to record her name, and she happened to be nearby. I didn't know she was listening, and I was mispronouncing her name. And she started yelling at me, and I was like, and then I got all flustered, and then I couldn't get it right. And so I was like, oh.
Did she headbutt you?
But what was
Hopefully
funny,
she didn't headbutt you.
No, luckily no, but yeah.
She stared a hole through him.
She did from across the ring. Like she started, and then she was watching me as I was trying to do it over and over, and I was like, now I'm not going to get it right. But anyways, so I've already upset her. Danny's already socked me in the face numerous times trying to conduct interviews with her. So you
have no reason to do anything but win. You have to do something right.
So I'm just going to call this match. My point is, I'm just going to call this match down the middle. I'm not going to say I'm rooting one way or the other because they both got it out for me. So the best woman go the spoils. Hopefully, I know it's going to be a great match either way.
Yeah.
But
yes.
But you guys are right. I think Danny. I'm not sure she knows what she's getting into here because. Again, we have not seen Rekka here in SHW, at least in an actual match. So, man, it's going to be good, though. I cannot wait. And we still got 2 more big matches to talk about here before we round out all 8 of these big matches. But if what we've told you already has not talked you into coming to see this show, then what's wrong with you? You got to come out next Friday, SHW29.
Then Mack's going to be there. He's going to do his thing.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all you need.
We pushing for 600.
That's all you need.
Pushing for 600.
I can't wait. I hope it happens. And we'll get to Mack's match here in a second. But before we do that, let's talk about this big title match where David Ali somehow, some way, by the skin of his teeth, was able to retain the title coming out of last month's show. And he's getting ready to face the killer weight, Joe Black. Joe Black never lost the title. Had to relinquish it last December due to injury. He was told on his way out the door, as soon as you're healed up, whenever you're back, whenever you want your rematch, it's yours. So here we are. The time has come. Joe wants that match. David still has the title. It's Joe Black. I think David's
It's Joe Black.
David's the savior, quote unquote, the savior. And he's got all kinds of weird, crazy things going on in his head lately. And, he's doing the weird tongue thing that Diana loves so much.
I can't stand it. I just want to. What is wrong with you?
But this is Joe Black, and Joe Black was in great shape last month in that tag match against Lethal Poison when he tagged with Gunnar Miller. He looked better than he has in a long, long time now that he's all healed up and he's fresh. And I think David's in trouble. And I think Joe Black's going to get the belt back that he never lost to begin with. That's my thought.
AC?
You guys, what do y'all think?
You can't not bet on Joe Black. You can't. Who in the back wants it more than Joe?
Right.
Especially since he's had it before. He did not lose it. He's probably the only champion we've had that didn't lose it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
He's gone through injury. He's gone through personal issues and, you know, every adversity. And I just the passion alone. You know, I watch his promos. He's one of the very, very few where I sit down and I make sure everything else is blocked out because I want to hear what this man has to say. But then on the other hand, David is the same way. That, you know, this is the most passion-filled match I think we could put on today. Nobody, you know, garners a stronger reaction than these two. Whether it be positive, whether it be negative,
right,
there is a strong reaction, and I'm excited. I hope this one's really long and drawn out and methodical because both of these guys can go, and they can go forever.
Yes.
And they will in order to take home that championship. So, I you know, if we want 600, you know, this is the way to do it. This is the match that you put on for it. And I think, you know, be prepared to be there all night because both of them will be. They're prepared to go all night for that title. So I'm very intrigued by how this goes. I'm very intrigued to see, you know, what David can come up with to win. And I'm very intrigued to see what all Joe will endure in order to take home that belt once again. So that's, I mean, if I had to pick, I'm going Joe.
I don't know if I want to pick per se.
I feel that though. I feel it.
Yeah.
I know. I feel you. I mean, I would love to see Joe Black put it into this crazy whatever it is that David's going through. I don't know if I want to hate him or go see if I can save 15% on my car insurance. I don't know. Because it's just, you know, that whole, I don't know. But I mean, he's like a lizard, you know, like a gecko.
Ah, the gecko.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, did I miss something?
And save your By the way, Mike Holmes' daughter, Cheyenne, she brings the signs to the
great sign.
The sign.
She did put that sign up. Yeah.
She totally did.
Yeah.
But
I got you, Diana. I knew where you were going.
Thank you. I mean, it was just in my head. That's what I think about every time he does that. It's the weirdest thing. It's not a Venom thing. It's like the weirdest lizard thing, and it just aggravates me to no end. But from the time that he won that championship, he has developed into something that is like, I mean, I have no words for what David has become.
Yeah.
He's larger than life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, little David, but it's like David's larger than life. I mean, honestly, right now, he, even if it's in his own head, but he has that persona right now, and he has a following. I mean, oh my God, they're singing hallelujah like they're in church. What church? I don't know. Yes.
I don't know how or when or where it started.
How it came.
Yeah, I just show up and like they're saying, like you said, they're saying it with him. That's scary.
They started it. His fans started the Alleluia chant, and that's what is scary to me. I'm like, if you've got to follow him, but you didn't even try to get them to follow you. But now they're praising you and they're raising you up, and they've got you thinking that you're unstoppable. And he has been. God, I hate to say that, but he has been unstoppable, regardless of how he's done it. He has retained that championship every single month.
Also, I want to point out something. What he did to Logan Creed, the last show, which with the bat and
with the bat
being on fire and striking him. Do you remember his reaction?
Oh, he loved it.
Did you see how much? Yeah. Did you see how much he liked it?
He loved it. It was like he was.
It was like he was euphoric
exactly
or something.
like like it was
exactly. So now what? What's next? Because if he liked that, I'm sure that's not the last time we're gonna see that.
And I don't think it was just for Logan. I think it was for anybody he stands in front of. And that's what I'm
comes
saying, that what he's
against him in that
developed
belt.
into
Yeah.
since he's become champion is getting kind of scary. I mean, it's almost to the
Yep.
point where I don't know what to expect from him myself. I keep my eye, and I told the guys, I keep my eye on him wherever he is when I'm inside that ring with him, because I don't know what he's going to do, what he's going to try. But I don't know. I mean, it's like an evil, dark presence when he comes in. And I know he's like the savior of wrestling. He wants independent wrestling to be saved by whatever it is he's doing. And I hate to say it, but he's done that. He has. He has brought so much attention to independent wrestling in Georgia just from him being the savior.
He's carrying it on his back.
Yeah, he is.
Sure.
Totally.
For sure.
And Joe's coming back. You know, I mean, all this happened while Joe was gone. And now Joe's back. So
damn,
what
you got a point.
What do you do when you come into something so strong and you're the undefeated champion, but you never lost your belt, but the one who's holding that title right now is standing on such a high pedestal, whether he put himself there or not? I don't know. I would love to see Joe win, but I don't think so.
You know, this is an anniversary caliber match.
Yeah.
This is, you know, when I heard this, I thought maybe we were leading to this perhaps at the 3-year anniversary where they're trying to get 1,000 folks in.
Right.
But we're getting this now.
Soon,
You know, it's amazing. And I want to just bring up a date. December the 11th, 2020 is the night SHW officially changed. It's the night that Joe Black relinquishes the SHW championship. And on that same night, he says, somebody in the back needs to step up and take this on their shoulders. And who does it on December 11th but David Ali? Yeah. He wins the title that same night. Nobody sees it coming. And what we have seen him do in 2021, you could argue, you know, 2020 was the year of Joe Black. He was named Wrestler of the Year. Many could make the argument that one of the leading candidates for Wrestler of the Year in Georgia for 2021 could very well be David Ali. Somebody listened to Joe Black, and it was David Ali. And Joe Black comes back, and this is not the same David Ali he left.
No. Not
this
at all.
is not the same David Ali that you were partners with, Mack.
He changes every day.
Right.
He gets deeper and deeper into this persona.
He does. And it is scary and exciting because every month he has defended this championship, I said this is the month where it's over. And somehow he has outlasted, you know, everybody from Owen Knight to, you know, Sunny Days to Logan Creed, you know, and now the scariest stat of all, he has had more successful title defenses than any other SHW champion in
actively
history.
Yes,
that is frightening. That is a frightening statistic for somebody who already believes they are godlike.
Yeah.
And so you take somebody like that against the promo king, Joe Black, who is really the undefeated champion.
Yeah.
It is hard to pick this one because there you go. Because under most circumstances, I never bet against Joe Black, and I'm not betting against him now. The only problem is the champ will do almost anything, as we've seen. He'll kick a woman. He'll light somebody on fire. He'll handcuff somebody.
He kicked Ravenna, and there was not even a reason.
He kicked his own partner and bodyguard last month.
Right.
He attacked the father in front of his toddler son.
In front of his child.
I mean, this is sickening.
Yeah.
Sickening.
There is no depth that David Ali won't stoop to. So I don't know what he could be planning against Joe Black, but I will tell you, I am just so glad that I get to sit ringside and call this match because this is going to be a spectacle. And so you want to kick off the 4th of July weekend, right? This is the match you need to see because, oh my God, I can't pick up, I can't call it, but they're going to be talking about it. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
Hey, see, when you guys were in the new era, did you see any kind of like sparks of this David Ali savior that could have been kind of creeping up. I mean, he was just like little David, he's in New, whatever. But did you see this possibly coming about?
So I'll be honest with you, I overlooked it. I knew David was in the group, and I made the horrible mistake of overlooking it. When I joined and we cut that promo and I was introducing everybody with me, I labeled Lee Johnson as my secret weapon. That was my pick at the time for somebody to go out there and be the guy. And he is the guy. He went on to AEW, and he's the guy there. But I think David, you know, having that chip on the shoulder, not just from me and me not thinking he was the guy, but just everybody not thinking he was the guy. He was tired of hearing that. And I think those words and those thoughts kind of got to him and created this. I think it's our fault. I think it's my fault. I think it's the state's fault for casting him aside. Oh, we'll have you on the show, but you're not my champion.
Wow.
And now, because of the mistake that we've all made, I think he is, you mentioned leading candidate for Wrestler of the Year. I think he is the Wrestler of the Year. F the votes. It doesn't matter. I'm going off facts. You know what I'm saying? I'm going off statistics, like you said earlier. I'm going off of results. And nobody in this state in 2021 has produced like David. And we created that monster. So now we have to sit in it, and it, you know, it sucks, but we brought this on ourselves. Yeah.
Wow. So maybe it is sort of that Venom thing, you know, all the hatred just embodying him, and now he's this whatever. So I mean, I get it.
He's a super villain that you have to root for because you get it. You get why he's that way. You understand it. Yeah.
We all have a little bit of that in us, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we've never heard it put exactly that way, and I think we all kind of knew that, but never wanted to admit it. That it is our fault that he has become the way he is. And I think you're exactly right, though. I think that's what's going on. And either way, though, you know, you went through the list of guys he's retained. I don't even want to say defeated, because he didn't necessarily defeat them like fairly or you know, pinned them 1, 2, 3, but he's retained somehow, some way, by the skin of his teeth. Whether it was Logan Creed, Gunnar Miller, Sunny Days, Owen Knight,
interrupted champion for a while.
It's crazy to see this reign of terror as it's become. But you know what? He has not faced the killer weight yet, and he's going to next Friday, and that's going to be the true test right there. Joe Black coming back after having to relinquish a title. You know, he never lost it officially, and he's going to have to. David's going to have his work cut out for him, and we'll see what happens here. But on top of all of those great matches, we have this insane tag team match.
That's the main event.
That's been building for months now. And Mack, I'm glad we've got you on with us, because I want to get a little insight from you as to what in the world has been going on here. We've seen some backstage interviews between you and Owen Knight, and it's almost like one time you tried to go out and help him. He was refusing your help. Then he seemed to maybe kind of try to help you at one point, but was he
didn't admit it,
or was he just going after, or was he just going after Ashton, or you know, I don't know here. But how did you guys find out from management that you guys were being put into this tag team match? Like, what were your thoughts?
Promo?
What were your thoughts?
It was in the promo. We were in the middle of the promo, and he announced it, and it just didn't seem real.
Right.
It was so much added to the tag team match. You know, the Rumble Jack is one of the biggest nights of the year. You know, whoever's pinned isn't in it at all. And his partner, who's not pinned, but if he loses, has to come in at number one. And I tell you something.
Who do we know that has experience coming in at number one?
Right.
Right. Somebody around.
It's hard, right?
Listen, it is not fun at all. When you've had a match and then all of a sudden you have to come in at number one. I was already upset, But then every single 2 minutes, you have somebody coming out there who's fresh, who's hot, who's jumping all over the place, who has a point to prove, and they're hitting you as hard as they can. Meanwhile, you've been out there for 30, 40 minutes. It's not fun, y'all. It is hard. It is hard. Your muscles start cramping up. You can't breathe anymore. You start to get dizzy. It's not fun. It's not fun. So I never want to be at number one again. And I told Owen this. I said, hey, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. I know you don't like me, but we have like-minded enemies. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes.
We've done the tag team thing before. It didn't work. I will admit that. I will take the blame for it. I was the hothead. I lost the Southern Honor Championship, and I blamed the New Era. He took offense to that, so I get it. However, Owen, you don't have any friends. They have ganged up on you, and there are strength in numbers. So if you look around and you don't have any friends, if you don't trust anybody, why not trust somebody that you know can get results? You want to win this match, right? I know you want to be in the Rumble, Jack, and I know you don't want to be number one. So what you gonna do? I don't want to be number one either. So what's up, Owen? What we doing? What we doing? And before we go any further, Zicky Dice?
Come on.
What the hell?
I need some redemption.
What? The ugliest pink jacket I've ever seen in my life. What are you doing here? Got the nerve to come up in my house and say you're more outlandish. You are loud. You are this and you are that, and you're causing all this ruckus and you're causing all this attention. We don't need you. You are not God's gift to Southern Honor.
We've already got a loudmouth.
Yeah. We've already got a loudmouth. We've already got an outlandish one. We've already got the God's gift, and that's all me. Hello.
There it is.
So I take personal offense to that. Yes, I don't want to see a former friend get jumped. I don't like seeing him outnumbered. But also, I'm very territorial about mine. I've been here since day one. I have been a champion. I've done it all. I've been in everything Southern Honor has had to offer. So how dare you come in here and you start talking trash about you're the one, you're the guy. It's you now. I haven't left. I'm still here. So it's a very it's a lot going on in this match. It's a lot of different egos. It's a lot of different variables. A lot can happen. The outcome is very scary. I think all of us have multiple goals at once, so that's very dangerous. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm about W's. I know Owen is too. He may not trust me, but we both want the same thing.
Right.
And I feel like that's enough. So
yeah.
If you guys could just get together for 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes tops, maybe.
Right.
And yeah, I need to see y'all.
I'll try to talk to him. Yeah, I'll see what happens. I'll try to talk to him beforehand. You know, we're not doing the whole you stay out of my way, I stay out of your way. No. We need to be on the same page.
You need to be a team.
Yeah, we need to get this done. So
he knows what you can do. You know what he can do. You know his
exactly.
moves. Just, God, I need John to win this one. I seriously do. Personal reasons, I need John to win this.
We need to be in this Rumble, Jack, and neither one of us need to be number one. I refuse.
I agree.
I
agree. You need to be in. You don't need to be number one. I agree.
The thing too, aside from the stipulation with the Rumble Jack, which that was a huge stipulation that got dropped on all of us that we were like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But
made it more complicated.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing about any Ashton Starr match, any match that involves him, it's basically a lose-lose for me and Gerard. Because if he wins, we're going to hear about it. If he loses, we're going to hear about it. So any of his matches, I just kind of roll my eyes now because I'm like, well, we're going to hear about it one way or the other. And but in this case, of course, and it's not just because you're on the show with us, Mack, but I really do hope that you and Owen take it to Zicky Dice and Ashton Starr coming up next Friday. GB, what are your thoughts about this big tag team match coming up next Friday?
Well, you know, again, Mack has laid out a lot of salient points. You know, the whole idea of the Rumble Jack really does complicate a whole lot with this, you know. But what excites me is the idea that Owen or Mack could ensure that Guest is not a part of Rumble Jack. That would be amazing. Like, I just think that would just be, I mean, what better gift on the 4th of July than knowing that there will not be Guest in the Rumble Jack.
So what you're saying, GB, is pin Ashton, make Zicky number 1, wear him out.
Exactly.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense. Then when you guys get in there,
I like that.
At a later number, you get to whip him up and then toss him out.
Let him know who's really owning the show. Yeah.
I'm just saying, to me, this has potential to be one of my favorite moments of the night, because we could finally see Guest eliminated from the Rumble Jack, which means he won't get a shot at the SHW championship. And it feels like justice will be served after all of the crazy things he has done. He disrespected Mack during his last match, came in and tried to beat Mack up after the match was over. He's disrespected Owen all year long. Like, and for what? I mean, there's no real reason.
Just because he wants to.
Just because he wants to. And so he tried to rename Owen. So that's why I affectionately renamed him Guest.
Yeah.
So,
So you have your task right now.
Listen,
yeah.
My shirt. This is clearly who I'm rocking with, because this whole idea of Guest, man. And I don't want to knock Zicky Dice. Like, Zicky Dice is a thing. But to your point, and I'll say this, you cannot come in and say you're the best thing to ever happen to Southern Honor and then show.
True.
I just sit back and your agent has found you a better opportunity. When he
what are we doing?
What are we doing? He came on this show and said Southern Honor was his top choice of places to be.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden your agent finds you a different scenario that's better. He clearly didn't want to fight you, Mack. That's clearly
exactly.
That's what
his agent found something after the match was announced.
Only the show
after
that
everybody
he's back.
saw.
Yeah, come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
So for me, again, in my unbiased opinion, I am definitely looking forward to Mack and Owen Knight getting the win and then getting to get into the Rumble Jack. They both deserve a fair shake at the SHW championship.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think they have a chance to finally get it if they can make their way in. And they'd be, among the first folks to be guaranteed to be in if they know for sure that Guest is out. So, yeah.
My
no pressure,
prediction,
guys, but you got it.
We're obviously winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I think me and Owen will go into the Rumble Jack. And I hope that it comes down to me and Owen in the Rumble Jack.
That would be amazing.
I hope that it's me and him, the last two. I throw him out, and I go on to challenge for the Southern Honor Championship again in September.
Yeah.
And I win my baby back. That is the prediction for the next few months.
Right?
It's been a minute. It's been too long. And I don't know if you know me that well, but I don't like going without gold.
You have this thing about you. You and gold.
It just works. It just works. Look at the skin tone. Gold works with the skin tone. Like I have to. I need it.
Yeah.
So that's my prediction. Sorry, Zicky Dice. Sorry, Guest, but that's what's happening.
Yes.
Okay.
So here's my thoughts, and I love all of that. It's a great plan. However, if I could just change one little thing, and Mack, you'll remember the very first Rumble Jack where you actually were the champ, so you were not competing in the match, but you got to join us for commentary the entire match, and it was probably one of my favorite nights on commentary. So if you and Owen make it into the Rumble Jack, which we know you will because you're going to defeat Ashton and Zicky Dice next Friday, perhaps you get a late number in the Rumble Jack. Say you're number 29 or 30 even. Perhaps you come join us on commentary until it's time for you to enter the match.
That would be fun.
I am 100% down with that.
I'm just throwing it out there.
100% down with that.
That would be fun.
It's been a minute.
It's
been a minute since I flexed my commentary muscles.
Was that not a blast that night though? I thought
I legit had a blast. Yeah. I was upset that I wasn't in the Rumble because I just love Rumbles in general.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of fun sitting there with y'all, holding my baby Shawnee having my encouragement juice, as I like to call it. And
hey, I wasn't going to tell people that, but you said it.
Hey.
You weren't working that night. You were you're good.
And calling that entire match. That was a lot of fun. I still remember that. Yes.
Oh, good times. Well, of course, we're already thinking ahead to the Rumble Jack, which is coming up in August, but not before SHW29, which is next Friday, again at the Action Building, Canton, Georgia. It's the big start, the 4th of July weekend. It's going to be July 2nd. Tickets on sale at the door starting at 5 p.m. Doors open at 7 p.m. and bell time at 8 p.m. 8 huge matches that, of course, we just went over, and I cannot wait. If you guys listening or watching this are not hyped as we are, then something's wrong with you, because this show is stacked to the brim, and we just cannot wait. And before we wrap things up, we definitely got to thank our very special guest here tonight, the loudest mouth in the South, the Mack of all trades, weighing in at a whopping blah, 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 whatever it is this week.
We're the SWATs.
AC Mack.
Georgia.
Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Absolutely.
The best.
Yes, sir.
Well, we will join you guys next week at the Action Building, where we'll be live with the pre-show from 7 to 7:30 right here on Facebook, and we'll be excited for the big show. But until then, this has been
SHW.
This is
I
our
ruined it.
wrestling.
Let me
we got to do it all over again now?
I talked over Diana.
You can't talk over me.
This has been
SHW.
This is our wrestling.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.